So this is what happens when you go way back to some stuff you did way back. So I couldn't help myself. So I started this. I didn't intend to go live. I didn't intend to come on here, but I started this piece the other day originally, and was using my charcoal pencils, and I hadn't used them in a long time. And I hope the sound works. So if you're watching, or if anyone watches, they can tell me. Otherwise, if this ends up not having any sound, I'm also perfectly fine with that. So this started happening a second ago when I was working in this and working on this, and I realized I literally felt like I was in the past, like I was transported to some years from way back. And this is a point in the process with charcoals where, especially when you're using different mediums, there's a certain amount of waxiness, or a certain amount of oh shit. let me figure out how to get in here. Woo. So anyway, what happens, unfortunately, is that sometimes the paper doesn't take the charcoal. So that's okay. I know how to deal with that. If there's one thing I know, probably better than any of my other mediums that I've ever worked with, is charcoal. Charcoal was the only one that I would work with when I was younger. It is literally the only one I liked. It was the only thing I liked. It was the only thing I would work with. And yeah. So I was getting to this point with him where I literally was just all over the place. And then I got to this point. And so I'm like, I'm going to share this on my pages, because I've been doing all this other stuff with markers and sketches. And here's my other friend when it comes to charcoal. A lot of what I can accomplish, I can do like that. This eraser becomes my best friend, and it becomes this blending magic. It becomes this shading magician, and I can go through my piece, leave dark areas dark where I want, and lighten up what I don't want to be dark. And that is the beauty of the eraser. I have another tool that I like when I'm using charcoals, and that would be a white color pencil. So the other thing that happens with the eraser, like I said, sometimes I take away exactly what I want to take away, and I get the effect I want to get. And then other times I may have to go back through and darken up some areas, because I might take out too much of the charcoal. But that's okay. That's okay, because that's, again, I can't even believe, like I had no plan. I had no plan to do this piece as a charcoal. I didn't go into it with that. I didn't go into that with that as the plan at all. But that is what my beautiful lovers, that's what they're dictating. So that's what's going to happen. So they're going to, I'm still getting, I don't want to bend the paper. I'm still getting used to the directional thing with the camera. I think I finally have the audio figured out. So hopefully you can hear me. My guy down here, I'm digging his beard. He didn't have one in my point of reference picture, but I gave him one. More of a stubble than a beard, but I like it. And what's really cool is I haven't gotten to the point yet of what I think I might do for her. But I'm getting excited. I'm getting super excited, because I not only think this will end up being the only piece in the haiku book that's not in color, now that I'm on this tangent with my charcoal and the going back to way back to some Dory charcoal days when all my work was in black and white charcoals, I have a visual now in my head of what I want to do with them. Hi, whoever's watching. So whatever I end up doing with them, I am excited. I'm excited. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Clint Eastwood, but more along maybe Clint's son's age, I think, than Clint. Although Clint was just as handsome when he was young. She reminds me of Marissa Tomei. That was unintentional. But that's okay. I love Marissa. And I don't know why. I don't even normally see people, like real actual people or faces in my pieces. I use points of reference and that's as far as I go. And the rest of it comes out of whatever comes out of me. And so, yeah. So I'm going to leave him, the rest of him for now. And then I'm going to try not to ruin it before I'm even done. Okay, so the other day, if oh my God, what happened to the camera? So, there we go. The other thing I did is I went and bought a really cheapy little pencil sharpener for the charcoal pencils so that I don't use my fancy electric one for when I want to sharpen these, because they were jamming up my electric pencil sharpener. So charcoals are rad. They're super rad and I love them. See? I love them. But yeah, they're not friendly. They're just not good for an electric pencil sharpener. Electric pencil sharpeners and them, they don't get along. They don't get along together. So, nice. So I have an idea. Perfect. The other thing about using a pencil sharpener as opposed to the electric one is what happens with the charcoal at the end. I need it to not get, what's that word? I want to say waxy, and I don't know why that is, but every now and then it won't come, like it'll hit like a piece of the paper that either has, like, see all these other pencil marks on it. The charcoal's not going to grab there, which is fine actually, because what happens is that as it's going over those areas, those grooves from those other pencil mediums that I used stay there. And if you notice, they leave a pattern. And that's perfectly fine by me. And I know that is something I'm totally digging right now. It's like I get this free extra pattern in my piece that I didn't really technically plan. And I definitely don't have to stress on creating it. Like, how do I create an effect like that? Well, I don't know. Actually, I do know. If I wanted to really actually intentionally create that, I would know exactly how to do it. But in this case, I don't have to. I get my basic outline of where I want to do all the dark stuff. And then I can go back and use my eraser or even my fingers. One of the reasons I used charcoals in the beginning, back when I did only stuff with charcoals, was because I liked getting my hands dirty. When I did any kind of art, I wanted my fingers to get super dirty. And I can always tell when I haven't been doing enough artwork when my fingernails are clean. I don't like that. I like it when they're filthy. Like, from paint. Not filthy from gross stuff, but you know what I mean. So. Yay. I got 2 people watching. Say hi. Say hi. So this is the 9th of 10 pieces for the haiku book, and after I'm done with this one, I just have one more and I am done with the artwork for that book, for volume 1. And once I've got the artwork done to the point where I consider it done, then I get to play with figuring out which one am I going to put in the book. Like, I'm going to play with the softwares that I've been working with. I've been taking pictures using different techniques, and that will be where I go after this. So after this one, after this piece, I have one more to conceive. I haven't even conceived it yet. I haven't even really thought about what I'm going to do for it, for the last haiku. I know it'll come to me. It'll come to me. I just love this couple. I just love them. I took a picture of it before I started this part of the process so that I will have a very simple black and white version that is not got all these extra stuff I'm going to do to them. So that's really cool. So that's probably, I was telling my friend Sherry, I'm like, that's kind of one of my favorite things about this whole new process or way that I've been doing these is I'm taking photos at different phases of the work, and I didn't do that before. I never did it before because I never found any reason to. I was like, why bother? Why would I do that? I don't have any necessity for it. As far as I was concerned, I was working on an original painting piece of art, and it didn't need pictures of the progress. I did that with some of the pieces. Like I know I did it with the really big, huge canvas piece I did called Pink, that Papa Joe bought. That one I did take pictures throughout the process because she was huge. She was the biggest piece on canvas I had ever done. Now it seems like, what the hell is she doing? So it looks really super dark. What I'm doing to her hair right now looks like, oh my God, her hair's going to be black. No, not really. I mean, because once I get in here with the eraser and some other stuff I'm going to do, and I know I've said it, that they're not going to get colored. I'm decided that the only way to this particular piece is my actual color charcoals. That would probably be the only thing I could imagine. I'm at the point with how much I'm loving having gotten into some of the charcoal. I don't think I would add anything. Although I have been known to completely change my mind at the last minute. Oh my God. As Bob Ross would say, art is supposed to make you happy. So as long as it's making you happy, do what makes you happy. And he could not be so much more, so real. Like that is like the truest of all true statements. So true. Like, do whatever makes you happy. I mean, for real. Like, oh my God, how many times have I had to tell myself that? More times than I can count. Just do what makes you happy. Just do what makes you happy. And quite honestly, like, I was like, I almost was just going to keep working on her all by myself, not come on here. And I know someone's watching, but like, I wanted to kind of be selfish and be like, no, they don't need to see, which is true. I would have finished it. I would have done this no matter what. But, this will be one of those very few books or one of those very few things I've ever done where I actually allowed other people in during the process or let people see a piece of me that I wouldn't before. And so that's why I came on. I'm like, yeah, she'll just, this will add to the ranks of all the other things I've done to share in this process. Oh, I love that. Okay. I love that. So now I'm just going to go in here and put in some really dark places to give me a guide for some of what I'm going to do when I get in here with the eraser. I almost want to just get my colored charcoals out and do it in color just to have my hands on charcoal again. Like right now, I love, like I'm holding a charcoal, but I'm holding a charcoal pencil. It is just as good. It's just as, in some ways, it gives me more control, but it's not the same as holding a stick. It's not the same as holding one of my sticks. Whoa. One of these days, I will get better at knowing how to put the piece for you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. Or I'll talk myself into wearing a GoPro. How about that? Ha ha. That would be kind of funny. I hope you guys can hear me. Whoever is watching, if you do anything for me, anything for anyone today, say yes, we can hear you. Oh my God. I think I have it finally figured out. My friend Sherry is the one who gave me the suggestions on how to set it up today when I went live. She goes, do it this way or do it that way. So I think, Vienna, I can hear you. Thank you, Vienna. That's awesome. So look at, aren't they handsome? It's so funny. They're like the only couple or the only piece in my haiku book. I don't think I'm going to put color in the picture with them. I think I'm going to leave them in black and white. It just came to me, partially it came to me out of frustration because when I was working with these charcoal pencils the other day, I couldn't get them to freaking sharpen in my sharpener. And so I went and got the handheld kind of sharpeners for these because I didn't want to give up on the idea of using charcoal. Oh my God. I hope that you're still there, Vienna, but I can't wait to show you the piece I just finished called Alice. She is actually the second piece that I've named Alice. That I have another Alice. Now that I have two pieces called Alice, my original Alice gets to be called Alice 1. It was a picture I did. It was a painting I did to honor Alice Walker. And this new one is to honor Alice from Alice in Wonderland. And it's technically, it came out of nowhere. It wasn't a planned piece. Oh, son of a bitch. But anyway, it wasn't a planned thing, but it came out of me after having been reading an epic poetry book by Joshua Panteleresco. And I almost think I have his name. I think I can say his name correctly now. Anyway, I showed it to him yesterday. He hasn't seen the final one. Okay, I gotta sharpen this more. Hi everyone. Hi everyone, whoever's watching. So I finished her today. I added color to her, and I haven't taken any pictures of her yet, but I will. I might use some black ink for their eyes, but I haven't decided. We will see. Where am I? Okay. Now don't freak out. She's not going to have a big black line on her face. This is for what I'm going to do before I go to some shading. This is just to do all of the dark stuff. I'm going to leave dark, and then I'm going to come back through here with my eraser. It's so cool. Like the eraser is almost like the medium that's going to be what we see. Like it is actually going to give us the final like product outline of what I'm actually doing. This is more, I'm really kind of basically laying down the foundation of what's going to stay behind in some ways. Here we go. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what's really rad about using this medium today is like I don't have like my head, any insecurity of any kind that I ever have when it comes to art, it goes right away when I've got charcoals in my hands because probably because it's the one I worked with the most. It's the one I worked with from a super young age. I lost count of the number of pieces I did in charcoal throughout the course of my life. Probably not as many paintings or charcoals as I have paintings now. Um, but it's definitely one of those things where what I'm doing right now, even though it looks like what the fuck is she doing? I know what I'm doing, and I don't have to even concern myself with it because I've been there, done that. I know exactly what I'm doing, or because of the effect this is going to have when I get to the next phase is going to be exactly what I want. This is painstaking, but I don't want to not do this part because when I get to this back and forth, I want to do one all at the same time. Whoa. I know, I haven't done it yet, but one of these times I'm going to go too fast, too quick, and I'm probably going to ruin a piece. Haven't yet, thank God. But I have done that in the past. I accidentally tore a page once. Once. Yay. Whoa. Don't do that. There we go. This part does not have to be perfect because that is going to be. Hi, Derek. Hi. What you think? You're just in time to watch me transition from this phase to the eraser stage. I'm going to just darken some areas up. Okay. All right. So now what I've got to do for what I'm going to do next is I have to be prepared. I want one that's never been touched. I want a really crazy dirty one. I've officially transitioned to the fun part. This is where, oh, look at what I did. Haha. That's okay. That does not scare me. But I will wipe off my hands and be more careful now. Haha. I will probably have to go get my brush. I had one piece one time that I got so, carried away that I ended up actually just turning it into a huge black piece and then did like white crayon and white paint on it, and that was kind of crazy. That was a long time ago that I did that one. That was really funny. It's pretty funny. Okay. So, I almost don't want to be up close to it because I get this visual from up here. This is what I want. So this is where I get to, my eraser basically gets to color in all of those blank areas that I left white by blending the charcoal around. The dark parts don't stay so dark. The white parts become more gray. And that's kind of the whole point. And she will go back to being someone who had like this seriously black, dark hair to maybe a light brown or light whatever, who knows. But okay, I'm blind, I can't see. Oh yeah. I really dig the lines, those blue pencils, those sketch pencils that I bought. The fact that they leave this line there, like, I don't know, maybe it's because I pressed too hard. I don't really know. I don't really know. But they leave these lines in here that you can see. A regular pencil does not do that. A regular pencil has not been doing that. But I kind of like it because I'm going to use a different eraser. I kind of like it because it leaves this effect there that I would have not even thought of doing, really. And I didn't even have to plan for it. But that's what happens. I have found that happens every time I do something that I've never done before, or try a new medium. See, that's the idea, is when you have an area like that you want white, just blend it first, let all the colors get, even if it means getting her dirty with all the whatever, that's fine, because you come back with the eraser and you just erase the parts you want to leave white. Yeah, we do that. We do it that way. Yeah. And I will be on, if you're watching, whoever's watching. Hi, Quentin. Is it Crayola or Prismacolors? This is actually charcoal. I went way old school to what I used to do. Charcoal was the only medium I used to do anything in. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't even paint anything. There was a time that none of my art had color. Now I'm like this artist that's trying to do something without color because everything I do is so colorful, and I'm like, oh my God. And so now this is one of the only pieces I've done recently, of late, that I used charcoal for the first time in a really long time. I hadn't used charcoal in a long time. And it just turned into this thing where I wanted to keep using the charcoal. I'm at the point now where I don't think I'm going to add any color to this at all. And that's kind of cool, because I haven't wanted to leave anything in black and white for a very long time. And I know a lot of it has to do with, there was a time in my life where my emotional health was so dark, and so it was just so dark that I didn't like color. I didn't want any color in my life. I wanted to perpetuate the sadness. But I'm not like that anymore. And so that's one of the reasons why my artwork has gotten more colorful over the years. My artwork depicts the color, the fact that my soul, my heart, my emotions, they're happier. So I think that was one of my struggles for trying to do anything in black and white anymore, or go back to doing anything in black and white. Maybe it was a fear thing, thinking I was going to, thinking that if I went back to doing something in black and white, that somehow it was going to make me sad, or make me remember how I used to only do stuff in black and white because I was sad. But the good news is thank God I haven't had to deal with that. I haven't been plagued with that stuff in a long time. I got out my other bandana. If I didn't get out that, I was going to use my hands to wipe the eraser stuff away, and I was going to end up making, basically, I would have just had to keep doing this, because I would end up putting more dark stuff over the areas I want to leave white. Oh yeah. There we go. I love when one of the things I like about charcoal is that there's so much detail in here, and I didn't even have to do it. It basically was like created in the course of just what I'm doing now, what I did with the charcoal, what I did with the pencil, what I did with everything before that. Before I got to this point, I didn't have to do a lot of this. And what's really cool is after I do what I'm doing, and I just did that piece because I wanted to see. But after I get this part done, I can go back and darken up again, darken up some areas that I like dark. Like some of the contours of her hair, I'll probably go back through it and darken them up again. You see, hi. Oh, I see. Thank you. Yeah, so I decided to leave it in charcoal. I went online. I hadn't planned to go live, but I was so taken by my own. It was actually kind of around when I started doing the eraser part for him. I'm like, you know what? I should go live because I've done some stuff live, but I haven't done this yet. So this is where I want some of this dark black over here. And that's where I don't have to use, I don't know. I might have to use more charcoal, but we will see. We will see. But this is where the eraser gets to do my job for me. I don't have to get out a black marker. I don't have to even really do more work here. All I get to do with my eraser is blend. Blend. More blending. Oh yeah. I'm almost too excited. Like I was I was watching Bob Ross yesterday, and he gets so into like how excited he gets about how something looks. And I don't know, maybe that's why I got to charcoals out, because this, I literally am giddy. Like I'm giddy right now inside. And I am going to remind myself yet again that I should do more pieces in charcoal like I used to, because this is exciting. Like this is super, super, super old school Dory exciting. And I forgot how much fun they were. I really did. I think I had forgotten how much fun they were. Yay. It's almost like a game, you know? If I like, do I go this way? Do I go that way? It reminds me of those books. You know, sometimes my artwork reminds me of those books I read when I was a kid, where you get to a certain page in the book, and then the book would ask you to make a decision about where you wanted the story to go next. And it would tell you, you know, if you want to open a door, go to page blah, blah, blah. If you want to go backwards, go to page blah, blah, blah. And I feel like my artwork is like that sometimes. Like it's this decision. Do I want to go to page? Where do I want to go next? What page do I want to be on next? That is so the course of my art sometimes. The way that I do my art. This is what I got. For anyone, if you've never worked in charcoal, if you ever care, I went and got an actual regular pencil sharpener for these, because these charcoal pencils will kill. They almost killed my electric pencil sharpener yesterday, because they will do that. And that's fine. And it's because I use cheap ones. I'm not gonna lie. If I had the fancy schmancy kinds of charcoal pencils, I probably wouldn't do that. Decision. You're not. Yep, that is so true, Quentin. I am at this point where if I don't get this to sharpen, I'm going to go back to my press. This is my, wait, can you see? Oh, here we go. Let me go find one in here to use, because that one is not working for me. Here we go. So now that I've got the shading kind of how I want it, and I've got the colors how I want it, I'm going to go back through and just darken up the main primary outline lines of the two that I like, that give me that focus, that center focus of their kiss, the center focus of the entire piece, you know. Like the rest of this, all this other stuff, that's busy work, you know. It's like really honestly busy work. Really, this kiss is really the only part that matters much, because the haiku this goes with is about basically, you know, the kiss of two lovers and just taking a dive. Just dive into love. Just go. Take the plunge. You know, don't chicken out. Don't run away. Just go with it. How do I say that in one of my poems? Let love win. I truly feel as humans that we are literally like taking the leap of a superhero off of the top of a building when we choose love, when we choose to give love a chance. Too many people are afraid of it to even give it a chance. And so if we can give it a chance and give love, you know, choose love, be brave, that's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing stuff. It's pretty amazing. This piece reminds me so much of my trip to New York, actually. Maybe that's why I'm so ecstatic by it. Because when I was in New York, I did a whole entire sketchbook of work while I was there, and did every piece in there is called, it's all in charcoal. And I actually have a lot of those. I sold one at an auction. One of those pieces, I donated it for a charity, and it was sold at an auction. And otherwise, my New York series, I still have a lot of those pieces. But they're charcoals like this one. They're not people. They're more parts of New York that I was so struck by that I sketched them. They're nowhere near as good as the work I do today. And I'm okay saying that. I wasn't as good. You know, I had skills, but I didn't have anything like what I have now. Mostly I didn't have the patience I have now. You know, I think a lot of just whatever improvements I've made in any of my art over the last 10 years, it has nothing to do with really, I mean, some of it's skill and learning new stuff, but a lot of it has to do with patience. Becoming more patient. Becoming more patient. Okay, so I bought a 4-pack of these pencil sharpeners, and I have jammed 2 of them. Okay? Just want y'all to know. I might, like, you know, I mean, the cool thing though is about the reason I got those, kind was for this exact reason, because these really cheap charcoal pencils that I have, that I'm working with right now, they're prone to do that. And I know that they're prone to do that. And knowing that, I went and I got those little cheapy pencil sharpeners. So, because the nice thing about those pencil sharpeners is I can open them and take out that jam without having to like try to practically break my pencil sharpener trying to get them to open, you know. So that's fine. As I jam them, I'm grabbing another one, and I'm now on my 3rd one. When I jam all 4, I will have to pause and unjam at least one so that I can keep working, so that I can keep doing what I'm doing, and not have to, you know. It's too funny. So yeah. Oh my God. This guy, like the guy in the reference photo, was very different than what he's turning out to look like. I don't know. But so is she. So is she. This is what happens, which is fine. You know, I don't know. I don't know what the end result's going to look like. I just know that I will keep going until I have achieved what my visual picture in my head is conceiving, what I'm looking for, what I'm going for, whatever that is. I will keep going. I will keep going until I achieve it, and hopefully, I don't ruin it in the process. That's all. Just don't ruin it in the process, Dory. Let's hope I don't do that. Okay. Gotta change my perspective to see him better. See him better. Oh, yeah. It's funny, like, I've been pretty fine without having someone in my life, and right now this picture makes me want to kiss someone. I'm like, I need someone to kiss. I'll have to go sketch something else after this and make me stop thinking about wanting to kiss someone. Haha. You know, because that's okay though. Because that's okay. If my own art gives me a desire to go like find someone to kiss, I guess that's a good thing. I guess that, can't really complain. Can't complain if that's what I'm doing. If that's what I'm inspiring from my own piece, Oh yeah. Oh boy. Clamation, hello, hi. That drawing reminds me from the song This Kiss by Faith Hill. Yeah, that's a good one. This kiss. Let me see, while I'm thinking about it, that's a good point. You might, where is it at? Yeah. So there's the picture, right? This is the haiku. This is the haiku that this goes with. It says, kiss my heart softly with your delicious lips kiss while we plunge in deep. That is the haiku. Thank you, Clamation. That is the haiku that this was written to go with, or that the haiku was written, and then the sketch came out of me to go with it. What I do, or what I try to do when I'm trying to come up with the artwork I want to go with a haiku or go with a piece, and I've never really done, like, I'm saying that like this is some kind of lifelong process of mine. It's really not. A lot of my art has a story behind it, but not necessarily poetry. Well, that's not true. A lot of my poems have stories behind them too. But anyway, this particular piece, this book I'm working on, that's what I did. Is I sat there and I'm like, okay, I read the haiku, and then I closed my eyes and I'm like, okay, what do I see? Like, what am I seeing? And this is what I saw. I wanted a picture. Honestly, I wanted a picture that showed a man kissing the woman's lip, or not kissing, biting the woman's lip. That's what I actually searched for when I was looking for a picture of a point of reference. That's what I went looking for, was a man biting her lip. And this is what I found. What the fuck is that? Something on the back of the page. That's okay. It's okay. Calm down, Dory. Calm down. There we go. That's what I want. So now sometimes, though, there's some of those lines in here. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do with that line. I don't really want that line there, but it's gonna end up there. But that's okay. Um, these are going in the book as illustrations, and so it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna take photographs of each of these and probably scan some as well, and then figure out what I like the most to put in the book. Whatever comes out, whatever I think is best for the book. And yeah, this is cool. Like I'm digging this going back to charcoal thing. And I don't know how much longer I'll be on here because I do know at 6 o'clock I don't see a lot of in real life art on Twitch. Glad I got introduced to your stream. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm like super new at this too, Cole Nation, because like I didn't used to do any of this, and I've been on a lot this week because of just a lot of different reasons. But I'm so glad you said that because earlier on Twitch, actually, I was watching Bob Ross's marathon, and I didn't realize how much influence he had on me when I was younger. And I remember, I'm like, man, because I used to watch, like, I don't remember like saying, okay, Bob Ross is on, let's go watch Bob Ross. But I do know that when I was younger, we would like I would catch a show, or my grandma would have him on, or whatever. And I was watching him, I think it was mostly Friday, and I was thinking, man, I have a, like, he's in my head. Like I channel him sometimes, especially when I get to a point in the piece, like I was earlier, even with this one, like even, oh man, what did I just, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. See, it's so funny. I don't think that's an accident that I'm talking about Bob Ross, right? And I make a mistake. Bob Ross would call that a happy mistake. And he would be like, let's make some happy clouds over here, you know? And I just fucking just love him. The things that man says when he is painting, it's like, oh my God, that's where I got that from. That's where I got my rebellious nature, or my unwillingness, or my refusal to buy into what other people think is supposed to be the way things are done. I got that from Bob. Oh, that's what I did. It was Bob. It was Bob that did that. And I was like, I had forgotten. And so it was kind of cool. It was really cool that marathon was on, because it was reminding me of that. It was so reminding me of so much of that. And he isn't kidding, man. Like, he's so kind and sweet when he's talking, but you can hear it in his somewhere in his tone. You can hear him saying it in a way that, like, I think he's tired of people thinking that they can't do art because of other people's opinions. I could hear that in Bob. Like, I know he didn't sound mad, but I could hear his frustration. And even though he sounds like a sweetheart when he's saying it, he means it. He means it. He wants you to just do what makes you fucking happy. See, I'll just say it like that. Just do what makes you happy. Yesterday, hi Joshua. I'm sorry. I shouldn't assume. I guess maybe you can go by Josh. I don't know. This is what. Oh wait. I hope you're still there, because I finished. I was talking about her earlier. Where'd she go? Oh, son of a. I have so many done now. Okay, so don't freak out. But this is Alice. And these are going to be photographed and turned into an illustration for my book. But that's what I did with Alice. She's Alice too, actually. Hey. So that is her. So I'm glad you showed up, and I could show you her real quick. And this is oh, look at what I just did. I used the wrong end of the eraser. Thank God this is just charcoal. Thank God. So we are going to go in here. Perfect. Okay. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So I'm just going to darken up. Now that I've got it basically where I want it, I'm just going to go back and darken up the areas I want to leave dark. And I probably need to take a moment and house clean because I'm having issues with eraser stuff I left behind. Where did my marker go? My totally charcoal piece. Where did it go? There we go. Very cool. Thank you, Joshua. After I get this one done, I only have one more to conceive and start and finish for my haiku book. There's 10 in that volume, and this is number 9, and I have one more to go, and then I will be done with that, and I can move on to a different project. Move on to a different project. So yeah, you got here just in time because all I'm pretty much doing now is darkening the areas I want dark, and because it's pretty much done otherwise the way that I want it. And I'm just going back and giving my outlines their lines again. That was not supposed to happen. I just made a dark line that doesn't belong there. I'm like, wait, what is that? That's not right. That's okay. It's okay. This is when you get out a real actual eraser. Never underestimate the power of an eraser when you're working with charcoal. Those things can, not only can you correct a mistake, but what I've learned is that now, it gives that area something it didn't have before, which is fine. That's kind of the nice thing about messy charcoal pieces, is that that's probably part of why I used charcoals in the first place, was because they didn't have to be some perfectly beautiful painting with all these perfections. And I'm not one to do perfect art. I'm just not. And I definitely enjoying this, going back to that charcoal world that I lived in when I was younger. It was the only thing I would use. I had to get older before I got brave enough to use other stuff. I got braver as I got older. So I wasn't even in that area, and then I had to go back in here and do some things all because of a line. This is what happens, all because I did a line in a place it wasn't supposed to be. Now my head's over here, and I'm doing work. That's okay. That's what happens. Alice is beautiful. Thank you. She is. Oh, so I think you were on the other day. I don't know who all is still there, but it says I have 4 people watching, and I need a break from this for a minute. So I'm just gonna get the craziness out. So this is what I've done for this haiku series. Okay, so like this, where did it go? Oh my God, I'm all over the place. Okay, this is a ballerina that has these really simple butterfly wings in the background. I didn't do a lot of design in the wings, but that's what you're looking at, is a ballerina. If you can see her with butterfly wings. And then I've got a queen. She's a little pissed off. She goes with a haiku that the woman is very mad. This is a sweet girl who has a knife, which is basically, And I don't know if Joshua's still there, but this made me think of something he was talking about earlier about how we can be sweet, but cross a sweet person, you're gonna get and he said it better than I can trying to right now. This is of course my cherub, my Cupid, and these are these aren't anything like my full-fledged canvas paintings that I have been doing, but they're all pieces that are going to be in my book. And so digitally, once I take a photograph or a digital scan and I do some of the stuff I'm going to do with them, I've been really, really, really happy with the results. And this, of course, is Alice too. They're there. Was it a question mark? What was I? Did you have a question, Joshua? But yeah, those are the haiku pieces that are going with the haikus. So now I will go back to this one. Okay, I am going to darken up the areas that I want to go back to being dark now that I've got a lot of the shading done. And then once I do that, once it gets to that place where I like it with this part of the process, I think I'll be done with it, because I don't plan on, this is the only one I do plan. I think for the most part I'm going to probably leave this one just as it is. It's probably the only piece that I'll put in the haiku book that it doesn't have any color. I think I'm going to leave this one without color. And part of it is I just like the way it looks, and then the other part of it is that's kind of the whole point of charcoal sometimes for me, is to go into, like, when I think of looking at a black and white image, this is what I want to see. I want to see charcoal. That's my own personal taste. What do I have here? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, let me get some lines. It's cool. I love how, like, most of this is already done for me, and I just have to go through here and give it a once over with a couple of strokes and a couple of lines, and the background part's all done. And this is just, it's almost like I'm outlining something that's already there. And someone somewhere probably has a more technical way they could say that. My cat says hello. Hi, kitty. Kitties. I personally don't have any animals. My roommate has it reminds me, I've got to ask my roommate. I'm going to have to write down the breed of my roommate's dog on paper so that I actually remember, because he has told me so many times in the time I've lived here, and I can't seem to remember it. I can't seem to remember it for the life of me. I always tend to forget. He tells me, and then I forget. And if it was a one word, like, or if it was like Cocker Spaniel, I could probably remember that. But it's not. It's not. It's something complex, and it's something, I think there's a word in there that's not English. So I can't remember. I can never seem to remember. Her hair is reminding me of something that it's eluding me, but it'll come to me. It'll come to me. I have a cat and a dog. Oh, how cool. I had a dog. I got a Cocker Spaniel when I was 23. Her name was Molly. Actually, her full name was Princess Molly Ann. And she was a full-bred, purebred, whatever you call it. And I had her for almost 15 years. She was 9 when my oldest son was born. And as soon as he was born and I brought him home from the hospital, I kid you not, if that dog could have talked, she would have said, "You're cool and all, Dory, but he's mine now." I kid you not. As soon as my son, my oldest boy, was born, she picked him. Like, she's like, "That's my human now. That's gonna be my human from now on." I kid you not, because that she was next to that boy for his first. She was 9 when he was, yeah, she was 9 when he was born, and she was 15 when she passed away. And really, honestly, even though I had had her that whole time, she was more his dog by that point, really. Um, he was, I mean, I was devastated, of course, but my oldest boy he'll still tear up if you get him talking about Molly, because he didn't know this world. He didn't know this world without her. He was, as far as he was concerned, like she was just like me or his dad. She came with the world. For him, she came with it. It's got to be kind of odd for children. Like I never really thought about it really until I was thinking about my own kids and how, they came into the world with this dog already existing in their life. And can you imagine? I don't even know what that would be like. My kids do. They could probably explain it. They would be able to explain it way better than I could. So. Oh. Yeah. I love that thing that those blue pencils did to the paper. They left these grooves in here that I'm using them. I'm using them in my favor. This is so cool. Where am I at on time? Oh my God. That's so cool. Time flies when you're having fun. Time flies. I should make a pot of tea. I think I will be doing that. So the other reason I like charcoal is not just because of the freedom it provides, it's definitely one of those mediums. If you kind of want, like, if you know anyone, or if there's anyone, I don't know who. I know that Calmation and Josh, you do good work. Thank you, Joshua. This was one of those things that, I originally worked with charcoal when I was younger because, one, like I said before, I liked my hands being dirty. I liked the feeling of the charcoals in my hands. Now I'm using a pencil now, but I have a whole bunch of the charcoal sticks and the soft kind, and they're my favorite. I say they're my favorite, but I haven't been using them much. I've been painting. I've been using paintings and doing paintings on canvases, which is fine, but this is so cool. I'm so freaking excited to have gotten whatever it was that came over me the other day to do this in charcoal. Whatever that was, I'm so grateful for it because it brought me way back. Maybe it's because I needed something to boost my confidence because I was having some insecurities earlier this week. And charcoal is one of those ones where I got no insecurities I can fuck something up and I can make a mistake and I have to fix it, that kind of thing. But it is the medium that I've worked in more than any of the others. It really is. Let me see. They're almost there. Need a break. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you. Thanks for stopping in, sweetheart. I love his podcast. If you guys ever have a chance to go, make sure to go follow Joshua's podcasts because he's such a good interviewer. He comes up with these amazing questions that are so perfect for who he's interviewing, and I get all taken into it. And yeah, definitely. And for me, being a person that likes to be alone and staying in my own space, I'm loving live feeds because they give me a way to socialize in a way that is fine. Like I much prefer that kind of socializing. I'm okay with that. Oh yeah. What did I do here? Got this. Mm. Oh, no. It didn't work. Oh. I think sometimes my art just goes where it goes because of, having to switch from one pencil to another. I'm going to have to switch to another pencil. I'm going to have to use a different one. Keep creating beautiful things. I love that. I try every day to create something. I can't remember a day that it's been so long. But I guess that's a good thing. I can't remember the last time I went a day without having created something. I think I've created something every single day for a really long time. Okay, I'm like, I want this particular pencil. I want this particular pencil. Dang it. Okay, this is pissing me off now. Maybe I will. You know what? Let's hope I don't break it, okay? Electric pencil sharpeners will literally eat one of these. Because, well, now granted, like I said, I buy cheap stuff. So, see? Welcome to Dory's, sharpening show. Yay. I got one to sharpen in the sharpener, you guys. Woohoo! Send up a thank you to the sharpener gods. Oh my god. That's cool. Oh yay. That is cool because this is one of those. This is the one of the pencils, but it's one of the softer ones. So it's not it's more like as if I were using an actual charcoal stick, which is perfect because this is going to do exactly what I was trying to go for with that other one. And this is hopefully going to do what I want it to do. Because if not, I might just have to go dig out my charcoal stick and get the black and do actual black messy charcoal on here because oh no, this is perfect. This is what I want. I don't want to make it like this solid black. I just want it to go darker a little bit in certain areas. That's all I want. I want it to be darker just here and there because I've got enough of the etching, enough of her hair etched the way it's etched like that. I don't need to do anything more with that. It's exactly what it needs to be. Now I'm just trying to add some black back in here for contrast, really. Whoa. Because I don't want it to look like a flat, one-dimensional color. I want it to be this thing that, like, I had is so cool. So one of my canvas pieces called Pink, she sold earlier this year. She was the biggest piece I had ever done. And the owner of it asked me the other day, because he's still one of my friends, and I talk to him every now and then. And he goes, "What's your thing with jellyfish?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, jellyfish?" What are you talking about? Apparently, he sees jellyfish in her hair, in the hair of the piece he bought. And I'm like, okay, if you're seeing jellyfish, that's accidental. That was not intentional. I didn't put any intentional jellyfish in her hair in that piece he bought. It's just what happens with the hair. Whatever happens with the hair, whether it's the man's hair or the woman's hair in one of my pieces, that's just whatever happened, man. Like, I don't know. It just, I know it's an influence. I've said this a couple times this week. Whatever you see in my artwork in the hair, my piece's hair, that's all Gustav Klimt. That's all his influence, And so, no, I did not intentionally. What did you say? Charcoal is a great medium. Yes, I love it. It's this piece right here. Part of why, even though I wasn't planning on being online today, I came on because I was so thrilled with how this one was turning out, using the charcoal that I'm like, I've got to go share it. I've got to go share it with people. So here I am. Oh, wow. See what happens? That's okay, because everywhere else in the piece, where'd she go? The charcoal, because there's so much pencil and so many different layers here, it's kind of in my favor that some of the charcoal doesn't go down. Like, I can pass over a piece and nothing happens. But then every now and then it'll strike that part of the paper that doesn't have a lot of stuff on it, and it'll get super dark really super fast because there's nothing there. And that's okay. Because that's kind of the point. That's kind of, and I think I've been repeating myself, but whatever. That's okay. Because I am almost done with her as far as I could think to get her, and I probably should leave her alone. That's another thing. I can sense it in myself right now. She is done, because if I don't tell myself that, I'll keep fucking with her. And then, I mean, not that that's a bad thing, but yeah, she's done. Where did she go? She is done. Okay, I mean, her hair is done, I should say. Her hair is done. So now I'm just going to go back and do what I was doing earlier and add some darkness there. That's what I want. I want to see that black. I don't want to get the ink out and use ink, but I do want to come right to the edge where nothing has been laid down there yet, and the charcoal grabs the paper and gives me that dark line. That's what I want. Yeah, there we go. Yes. It makes me so happy. Okay. I was wondering today what I was going to do with these when I'm done. Because normally when I'm doing something like this, I paint them. Well, not the charcoals, but... And I'm like, I think I'm just going to leave them. Put them in a different portfolio binder book of their own. Because they're kind of part of a set now. Never really done that before. I've never really done a set of artwork that's together, like, that in a collection. Well, I mean, I have my main book that has all my art in it, but that wasn't really, it wasn't intended to be like that. It was just a collection of everything I'd ever done. And these, because they're going in a volume of a series, I think I'm just going to store them in a book. I might finish them, spray them with my acrylic, just to make sure they don't, that they stay in the condition that they're in. Or not. Ooh. Oh, that wasn't it. Oh, whatever. That's okay. That can be darker. That can be darker. That can be darker. Yeah, you know, colmation, that happens, and you know, and just the most important thing to do is give that cat the love that you can give it now, because you know we can't really do much. We can't do anything about the past. The past is spending any of our energy, any of our thoughts, any of our time, any of it on what could have been. What that stuff? No, that's a waste of time. Just shut that thinking up and just go about your day for today, in your day today, because everything else is that's just pointless. You know, don't even worry about it. Don't let yourself worry about it. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm done. I think. I say I think because I'm not really sure. I forgot about this part down here. I forgot about this. I got started on it and then I got distracted and then I was doing other parts of the piece. There we go. I want it to look messy, but I want it to be somewhat kind of going on what I want in my head, what I'm seeing. It's not going to let me do much down here because that other pencil I used first was not the soft lead kind or soft charcoal kind. It was a different kind of pen. I mean, they're all charcoal. They're variations of weights and blacks and shades, and you name it. And this one is good. I mean, kind of like what's going to happen down here. I don't know. We will see. We will see. Because I'm just going to blend now. Going to blend. Like, can you even see what I'm doing? So yeah. She's spoiled now. She sleeps on my bed, does whatever she wants when she wants. Happy little cat. I love that. I love it. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. I think I have because I write stand-up comedy. Well, I write comedy is a better way of putting it. I used to do stand-up, but now I just write. And one of my stand-up jokes is about. It's about what is it about? I don't know. It's about the fact that part of why I'm still single is because someone trying to get to know me would be like, they'd have to be willing to deal with a rescue. They'd have to be willing to deal with an abused, beaten, treated horribly rescue. They'd have to be willing to go through everything what that means. And now, am I healed? Have I done the soul work? You bet. But because of that, I got nothing in me that puts up with bullshit anymore. Because of it. Because like your cat colmation, I've been there. I've been in that cat's shoes, and I got no interest in allowing anything like that ever to happen again. Nothing like that. No, no. I will be fine sitting right here in my pretty little world, in my pretty little space, all by my lonesome, if it means that I don't have to put up with that kind of treatment from people, that dark side of people. I got no interest in any of that. I'm good. I'm good. I'll just stay right here and keep doing art. Keep doing art. Whoa. What is going on with this man's hair? His hair, first it was too dark, then it was too light, now it's too dark, or now it's too light. I think it's because I made her so dark. I have to make his darker. That's okay. No complaining. It's just what I'm doing. It's just what I'm doing. Almost. Almost there. Because then I'm going to do this. Shade it. Oh my god, why does the Twilight Zone theme song just come to me? Why was I just doing this? Her mood is just straight up, fuck you. I think your cat and me we're like twin flames. That is so me. Oh my god. I am either all love or fuck you. One or the other. It's not my quote, but one of my favorite quotes is, I am either holy water. How does it go? I'm either hellfire or holy water, and it all depends on how I'm treated. And that couldn't describe me more perfectly. I mean, it really describes me perfect. Because that is the truth. That is the truth. I mean, I'm either sweet as pie or, yeah, I'm not going to be sweet. And if I'm not sweet, chances are whoever is at the other end of when I'm not sweet, chances are they deserved it, because I don't do mean. I don't intentionally wake up on any given day and say, I'm going to be mean today. That's so not my nature. Yeah, and I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to react to people, no matter how they are to me. So I have got to go back and clean up her face, because I went all over the place with her hair and him, and yeah, which is fine. This is those moments where it's actually good, because I get to go back and just kind of do a Passover. And bring it back to, the areas I want to stay white. All right, you guys. I think I'm pretty much done with this for now. I don't think there's much more I'm going to do on this piece, because I think, other than what I've done, let me look at it. Let me look. Because what's nice about the fact that that these are going to be, have you ever wondered what it's like living with someone who hates you at all times? I resent you, cats. You know, this is, I'm convinced that most women, we are felines. You know, whether we're house cats or feral, I'm fairly certain that there's a reason why a certain word was created for women. And that's, I'm okay with that. For me personally, I got no apologies for it. That's just, you know, I'm okay with it. The lion, the female lion, the lioness is that is my spirit animal. I decided that ages ago. Over on one of my walls, I have a portrait. It's not one of mine, but it's a photograph of a female mom lioness with her 2 baby cubs, because I have 2 sons, and that is my spirit animal. Female lions will nurse each other's cubs in a pride, you know, and they're very community. The females, you know, they're the women, the female lions. They raise basically that whole pride together as one community, and I just love that. I love all things lion, and I know that, you know, that brings to mind what I do with women's hair in my portraits. That's a lot of influence, not just from Gustav Klimt, but that visual in my head about the lions, a lion's mane, you know? So yeah, I think that's in there too. I've got those Gustav Klimt influences, but I got other things in my mind that goes on in my head whenever I'm sketching or doing a piece with humans in them. A lot of my art has humans in them. Variations of humans. Where'd my thing go? Okay. As soon as I think all I'm going to do is lighten his face a little, and then I'll be done. Where did he go? Go back in here. I made part of his nose dark that's not supposed to be. Oh well. Let me make sure I don't put my fingers somewhere in a bad place. Leave marks. I gotta find I have a brush that I usually use for this, like a back. I think it's in my other box. I'm gonna have to go get my box. I have another supply box of art stuff in my closet, and I think I have this brush to really see. Look what I did. I gotta wash my hands. I have charcoal all over my hands. But I have a brush to get rid of these little flakes and stuff off my piece as I'm going. And I don't know, I gotta go find it. Although, I'm almost done with this, so I kind of don't need it. The time to find it would have been earlier today. But I didn't know I was going to do it like this. I didn't know. I did not go into this piece today thinking this was going to happen. I really didn't. I had other plans. And those other plans got waylaid. Okay. I don't have to go too much into this area because he's perfectly fine how I want him. Just want to lighten up a little bit. There goes the camera. There goes the camera again. Come on. There we go. Okay. Now I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I am going to put it away, take a step back, maybe take one last look at it later after my eyes have rested and I've give myself a human break, go make something to snack on. But yeah, Yeah, I am done for now. I am so done. I say, I'm done. Wait, no, I gotta erase here. I'm done. Oh, no, gotta erase here. You know, that's what happens. Oh, yeah. Oh, son of a bitch. Crumbling up the paper. But that's okay. Crumbled paper in a charcoal piece actually is not a bad thing because, you know, it's not meant to be pretty and perfect, and that's, you know, um, this just, yeah. I love everything about this piece. Part of her lip was too dark. Part of his nose was too dark. Oh, yeah. There we go. This is where, okay, this is where we're going to get you out. Sometimes you have to get a regular pencil eraser out to get into some of those areas. You want a little bit of the black gone, like I just did, but I don't want to ruin anything I've got going on there for the contours or the shapes or the where I've got the dark stuff. I just want, all I'm doing now is blending. That is basically all I'm doing. Oh, they make me want to go find a boyfriend. I just said that out loud. I just laid down, and within 2.5 seconds, my cat decided it's time to lay on my leg, so I can't move. Charcoal hands. I know, right? Look, I love this part. Hey, Miss Helen. Hi. I missed you at the party. Yeah. It was going to be too peoply at the party. Yeah. I think, yeah. I'm not going to say anything. I have been doing this. This is how I spent my day. And this is exactly how I like spending my days. I like everything about this. And okay, so I said I was done, right? And then I started doing this blending thing to this, and I'm loving what it's doing. So now I'm going to go do what I'm doing now because I love what it's doing and I want to keep it up. I want the dark line there, but I don't want it to be as dark as it is. So this is good. This is good. I'm glad I got this other eraser. I thought to go grab it because, yeah. Oh, yeah. Why? I love her. I love them. I love them so much. Ooh. That's okay. guys, I think you're done. I love your integrity. Honest, yeah. Thank you. Honest, open, and sharing, yeah. I've had so much peoply time in my whole entire last couple months or something. I got enough people. I'm good. So I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna stop fucking with it right now, actually, because I keep doing it, and I'm going to do that. I have to put it away. So thank you guys for stopping by. Whoever's there, thank you so much, and I'm so glad you were here, and I'm glad you came by, and I hope to do this again. So, oh yeah, okay. So I just I gotta make sure I don't turn myself off volume. Bye everyone. Look, I think I have charcoal on my face. I'm gonna go wash my face and hands.